Welcome to Comadres y Comics. Comadres y Comics is a podcast hosted by 3 Latina women.
We highlight the Latinx presence in the comic book industry as creators, characters, and fans.
Join us as we talk CHISME, comics, fandom, and beer. Hello, and welcome back to Comadres y Comics. This is episode 264. We're back. We're your hosts. I'm Sarah.
I'm Kristen.
And I'm Jen.
Welcome back, ladies.
Hi.
Hello.
It finally feels a little bit like fall, although it's a little bit humid still.
It's still humid, but yes, it was cloud cover all day today.
Ugh. I think, actually, you know what? I can't even really say anything because I have not stepped a single foot outside. Like, there's the window out back, but it only faces the other building across from me, so I haven't even seen the sky. I have been indoors all day, and it hasn't been hot, but you're right. It is humid, and I don't like it.
Nope.
Yeah, that's so true. I was working outside, doing a lot of garden stuff, and there was a point that I just started sweating a lot. I'm like, okay, it's overcast, but it's still warm out here. But I really enjoyed today, although now my body hurts. But well, that just happens with age.
Yeah. If you got anything to do, remember it gets cold as shit, so try to do them before summer ends.
Yeah, exactly. Well, everybody, happy Latino Heritage Month. Did I say that right? No, it's Hispanic Heritage Month. Yes.
It's Hispanic Heritage Month, but I've noticed a change of a lot of people calling it Latino Heritage, which I prefer. The Hispanic, to me, is not accurate because Hispanic is just people who speak Spanish, which can include a lot of different nationalities, and people from Spain and Europe, and that to me is not Latino, obviously. So, I've noticed a kind of a switch over.
Yeah, funnily enough, I was seeing something about this on, I think, what was it, on the YouTube Reels, or whatever it is, YouTube Shorts, whatever they call it. Because I think Facebook is Reels, Instagram is also Reels because they're both the same.
They're the same, yeah.
Yeah, and then YouTube Shorts, and then there's TikTok and stuff like that. But anyways, Colbert actually did a really good kind of summary of not the division, and then he had a bunch of prominent actors be the ones who kind of made the jokes and stuff like that about it, which is, again, I thought it was really well done. So if you are ever curious about the differences, that is a very good short that summarizes it. But also, choose what you want. Hispanic is very old school. It's Nixon's fault, because it always is.
It's always Nixon's fault.
It's either Nixon or Reagan. TBH, we are where we are because of Nixon and Reagan.
Okay, speaking of Reagan, I was looking for something to watch on the streamings the other day, and he's like, oh, let's watch a documentary, because I've been watching a lot of sex scandal or the texting one.
I've been watching a lot of forensic ones.
and he's like, let's watch a documentary. I'm like, okay. So I'm looking, and they're all murder, and I was fine with that. He's like, no, murder's too heavy, let's do something fun. I'm like, okay, how about this sex scandal? So it was the Jerry Falwell Jr. sex scandal, where the wife, the short description of the sex scandal part was the wife of Jerry Falwell approached this young pool boy and offered him the opportunity to come home and have sex with her, and her husband liked to watch. So that was the sex scandal. But in the midst of this documentary, they talk about how Jerry Falwell Jr. was very intricate in getting the Christian right and the Christian nationalists so together and voting for Trump, that he was very integral in getting Trump elected. And they talked about, how he latched on to certain issues and abortion and stuff like that. And also inviting Trump to his college. And it was just so fascinating. And his father actually was very integral in getting Reagan elected. And that was fascinating because I was around when Reagan was elected. I was young, but I was very aware of, of him and what was going on and trickle down economics and all that bullshit. I was in high school, but it's really fascinating how they did a deep dive in this sex scandal documentary about how religion and this organized religion, like these Christian nationalists, have their hands so freaking deep into politics that it's disgusting.
It is actually disgusting because there should be the separation of church and state from this, but the real reality of it is that there isn't, and it's one of those things. Oh God, when was I reading? But it was, I think it was either an op-ed for the LA Times, because I'm trying to ignore the New York Times right now because they piss me off. About about hypocrisy within like the Republican Party, and how we can't even really like try to get them to feel ashamed or anything, because the whole thing is about denying other people while they still get to do whatever it is that they're doing, because it's about power and it's about feeling powerful and denying minorities, or basically oppressing other people, so for the things that they are doing. So even though you could be like oh, blah blah blah, this and this and this and this and that, and but they'll be like that, and then they're doing it, but when you try to point it out, they'll be like, well, that's not the problem, and I'm, bitch, what? Like, you were so there's
and the cognitive dissonance of their followers is just freaking amazing. Like, you can put all the facts out there right in front of their face, and they will just be like, no, that's not true.
Yeah. Anyways, so I've given up on trying to communicate with them. We are fighting from now on. So
I don't know how we went from whatever you were talking about to sex scandals, but I highly recommend it because you get some political history as well in this, and the poor guy too. Like, I mean, good for him for going up against the institution of Christianity. Quite honestly, is what he was doing, and just
did he win?
I don't know if he actually, now that I'm thinking about it, did he sue them? I don't remember, but I mean, he definitely came out looking way better than they did.
Good.
Oh, but Jerry actually resigned from his church, and there was a fall, like, of his, like, I guess how people saw him and stuff like that. But he's still rich, so what does he care?
Yeah, he still has his money. He still has his connections. He still got Trump elected. So it is. Wow. Anyways, Reagan or Nixon's fault.
Well, what I was saying is that happy Latinx Heritage Month.
Hey, what a better way to celebrate than with some novela ass fucking like chisme.
Great. All right, guys, now it's time for Chisme de la Semana. Who has some chisme today?
Well, I have some chisme about the status of our upcoming shop, Santa Monica Comics Company.
Yay!
We're very close to signing a lease. We have a location that is just outside of Santa Monica on Santa Monica Boulevard. Unfortunately, we were not able to find a place in Santa Monica that was within our price range, or that had an owner or management company that was willing to work with us, given that we are a business that doesn't have any credit history or rental history and a lot or money. And so, which I get, I understand, in their eyes, we're high risk. So we found a place, as soon as we stepped outside of the city of Santa Monica, the rental prices went down, and we felt the willingness of people to work with us went up. And so, we are awaiting a lawyer to look at the legal paperwork, the lease, and then we are waiting for our lenders to transfer money into our bank account. And the lease is set to start November 1st. Hopefully they give us the keys a little early so we can get in there and start laying the floor, the laminate flooring. So if you're listening out there in Comadres y Comics land and you know how to lay laminate floor, come on down. Or you know somebody, come on down and give us a hand. I have been watching YouTube videos and it looks like it's easy, but the thing is we don't have the tools to cut the laminate. So if we can find someone who has the tools, then we'll be set.
Home Depot doesn't have something that you can rent, or Lowe's?
Honestly, I don't know if they have a rental program. That's a good idea.
Yes, I know we've rented a lot of tools from Home Depot. Like when we tilled the backyard for to seed it with grass, we rented the tiller, and they have all sorts of tools there to rent.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Well, good to know. I didn't know that, so maybe we will just go ahead and check that out. But some chisme about the city of Santa Monica, they are almost bankrupt.
Yes, I saw that.
Yes, they are. There's it was not so much a sex scandal, but there was a police officer who worked in an after-school program, and he molested over 200 children.
200?
Yes. And after the first cases came up and were settled by the city, cases were coming out of the woodwork. Some of them could be false, some of them could be true, but the truth of the matter is that the city doesn't have the money to be able to fully investigate them. And the truth is that he did it. I think he killed himself, actually. So,
coward.
Yeah. So
coward is the perfect word. Yeah.
So they are in a lot of debt, and they have no like pools of money to do hardly anything in the city. This is the reason and the reason it came up for me is because we were talking about the marathon and how the last 6 miles of the Los Angeles Marathon is horrible, because you go through Beverly Hills, you go through West Hollywood, then you go through Beverly Hills, and you go through Century City. And then from there, we used to go around and go down San Vicente and head into Santa Monica, and we ended at the pier. But now you go down under the 405 and you turn around and you come back and you pass the exact same stuff, and it's just boring, and they force you to look at the finish line and be like, oh, look, there's the finish line, and you can't, it's 6 miles away from you, even though you can see it across the street, which is a mind fuck when you're running 26.2 miles. Anyway, everyone was complaining, and someone at the breakfast table was like, well, you know why that's happened, right? Because the city does not have the resources, i.e. money, to pay for shutting down streets, having police officers standing out there, having just the infrastructure of shutting down streets in the city to have the marathon finish there. And even though the revenue for the businesses and everything like that, and people, staying there because the finish line is there, would be great, they just can't afford it. And so there's just been layoffs left and right. The library has not come back to its full staff since COVID. And even when we had our Free Comic Book Day event there in May, they still were not fully staffed. And so we had to kind of like work around that a little bit. So
have they defunded the SMPD?
No, probably not.
That's
so yes, so the
get so much money.
You guys got a twofer, like the chisme about Santa Monica and also the chisme about Santa Monica Comics Company opening very soon. So keep your eyes open for the fundraiser event that we will be having hopefully sometime in November to make up for the deficit of the fundraising we did to get lenders to help us on our endeavor and open up the shop. We were a little bit short, so we're going to try to do a fundraising event with a silent auction, with a raffle, with a stand-up comedy show, and also an art show. So if you're listening and you happen to be rich or famous and you have something
or know someone
you have something you want to donate to the silent auction, or you know a comedian that you think would be cool to be on the lineup, or you're an artist and you want to have your art, we're thinking like we do an art show and then like a percentage of it goes towards the fundraiser. So we are looking to do that in the new location. It's going to be very bare bones because November is just going to be the first month that we have the lease, and hopefully we'll have the floor down by then.
Oh my god. Anyway.
But also,
Incredible.
I have donated my time in order to paint a wall in your store.
Yes.
So if there's anybody out there who wants to join our painting team, let us know in the DMs.
Absolutely.
All right, guys, now it's time for On My Radar. What is on your radar, Kristen?
So on my radar this week is a book. It's a one-shot called Gaia, and it is it's a unique, interesting concept. So AWA, which stands for Artists, Writers, and Artisans, they are a publishing company, are doing this neat concept where they're introducing the readers to Protopias. And that is a new science fiction anthology series. So when you hear anthology series, what that means is that every time the book comes out, it's an anthology type book where there's multiple stories in the book, or could be actually each. So there's two different ways, or it could be where each story is a separate story, but within the theme of what this is here, Protopias. And I think that second one is what this is. So Protopias is a new science fiction anthology series from Futurific Studios and AWA. And Futurific Studios is PBS's A Brief History of the Future. And this science fiction anthology series is going to explore the many possible futures that can come to pass as we try to make the right choices in imperfect realities. Now, Gaia is the first of the series that's happening within this Protopia science fiction world. And the storyline here is when a maverick biochemist's groundbreaking research into fungal networks inadvertently grants her extraordinary powers to tap into nature, she transforms into Mother Nature, a force of vengeance against humanity's exploitation of the planet. As her methods escalate, it's up to her family to lead her down a path toward redemption and hope before it's too late. So this one shot, again, is part of Protopias and the Protopias anthology collection. And it's all going to be speculative fiction that often fixates on dystopian futures, depicting societies plagued by suffering and injustice. The storytellers are going to use cautionary tales to highlight the consequences of today's decisions. While we have mastered the art of imagining everything that could go wrong, we have lost sight of something equally vital, envisioning the past where things can go right. Until now. So Gaia is going to be the first of that. It is on FOC already, and it should be coming out in mid-October. So if you're interested, it is a smaller publishing company, so your local comic shop may not readily order it for the wall. So go ahead and ask them to order it for your pool, because it does sound super cool, interesting. The writer for Gaia is Catherine Murdoch and Michael Coast co-writing, and then the artist is Karen Grant.
Sounds super cool.
Yeah.
Gaia is another word for Mother Nature,
Earth.
right? Earth.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. It was either Earth, the planet, or
Gaia
know
is
that.
is the primordial goddess of the earth in Greek mythology.
Oh.
by your powers combined, I am Captain Planet. Yeah, sorry. Gaia reminds me of that cartoon. Well, I have some on my radar as well. I am the proud owner of Azteca Batman Azteca, which
Ooh.
I just purchased on iTunes. So after this episode recording, I'm going to go watch it. So
I
didn't
just was thinking about that the other day, of whether or not, when it was. I couldn't remember when it was supposed to come out.
I've seen ads for it that it's like, I think it came out in, you guys said it was coming out in a theater.
Yeah,
But I
it was
think they
part
might,
of a film festival here in LA.
yeah. Well, I
Yeah,
think
the
they might have a bigger
Milagro
showing
Theater.
for it.
That's what
Or
I
at least
thought,
it's,
and I looked online because I wanted to go see it. And I didn't realize I missed the one that they were doing at Milagro Theater. And then I was looking for it, and there was no showings theater. So then I started to Google it, and they said you could buy it on iTunes. So I was like, okay, well, here we go.
okay.
So now I'm
How much was it?
$20. Well, $19.99. So
Okay.
$20.
$20, yeah.
Mhm.
How long is it?
But yeah, it's a full movie, so I didn't really check, but it's an actual animated movie. So I'm
Full-length
excited
animated movie. Oh.
Yeah, yeah.
I have trust in the DCAU, so.
Yeah, I like their animated movies are like far superior than.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's what's on my radar because I'm gonna watch it immediately after this. I'm gonna have some dinner and just watch it, and it's gonna be great.
Well, I'm interested
Very
to
cool.
hear all about it.
Yes.
'Cause
Absolutely.
it does sound super cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's in English and Spanish from the information I read. So I'm very excited to see what they do with it, and I'm just pumped, really pumped.
Speaking of that, I also have an on my radar very quickly.
Ooh.
Yes, I know. Hades 2 is out of early access and is available for purchase for anybody who has ever played Hades 1 or is interested in a roguelike, dungeon-like video game. So if you like Hollow Knight, if you like Undertale or stuff like that, Hades 2 highly recommended. The game is massive. I bought it for I bought early access for it, so I was playing it. I was not able to get all the way to like the fully end before they released the whole storyline, but I've already watched gameplay of it. Some of my best friends are playing it as well, and it is such a great game. Like I cannot underestimate or overestimate this is such it's great storytelling. It's Greek mythology. It is a really fun video game that you can play either on the Switch, because they've made it available to play on the Switch, on the Switch 2, on your PC, and probably it's gonna be maybe on PlayStation. I'm not entirely sure because I think Hades 1 is now, but definitely check it out. It literally just came out this past Thursday.
Nice.
This past Thursday. When is it? On the 25th. So 2 days ago.
Oh,
It
yeah.
came out. Yeah, it came out 2 days ago. Highly recommend the game. Definitely check it out. It's Hades 2 on Steam or on Nintendo Switch or wherever you play video games.
Sweet. All right, guys, now it's time for our book review. What are we reviewing today?
So today we are reviewing another book on Hoopla. And
Hoopla.
yes, Kristen, can you tell us a little bit more about Hoopla?
So Hoopla is a streaming service from one of the streaming service that you can access from your local library. Not all libraries have Hoopla. They might have another rendition of that, but a lot of libraries do have services where you can stream, have access on your phone to audiobooks, reading books, graphic novels, TV shows, movies, CDs, all kinds of cool stuff. Anything that you can walk into your library to read, or listen to or experience, a lot of it is accessible through Hoopla.
Mhm.
So, because of the fact that I haven't been a shop owner for about 2 years, the resource of the books that we had in the queue ran out, and I
Mhm.
was like, you know what, we need to utilize Hoopla to read for free these books, and we have found so far super cool ones.
Yes.
So,
So
and
today,
yes,
oops, you can sort of, you can't really see it now,
your
but
background is
my
messing it up.
background,
Yeah,
yeah.
there you go.
There we go.
There you go.
Ugh. Anyways, it's called Chef's Kiss, and it is being. Sorry, now I gotta turn up the brightness for this thing. Anyways, Chef's Kiss. It is by Jarrett Melendez, drawn by Danica Brine, and I think with letters by Hank Jones. And let's see. Okay, yeah. Written by Jarrett Melendez, illustrated by Danica Brine, colored by Hank Jones, and lettered by Hassan Otsmane-Elhaou. I hope I said that last name right.
It sounded fancy.
Thank you.
So, did these come out in single issues?
It reads like they did, but
Yeah,
this is
it
like a
does. And then the back matter showed variant covers and
variant
variant art,
covers.
but I never. The first time it came on my radar was as a graphic novel, so I don't know.
Hmm. Well, it says it's published by Oni Lionforge.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's one of those things where they kind of like separate them like that, but that's not how they like just for I guess for like reading sake or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Uh they didn't cuz Oni has done like a lot of really great like YA stuff.
Yeah.
Um, um and I know that there's going to be a second book that's going to be coming
Yes,
out.
in 2026.
Yes, next year and stuff like that. So I'm wondering if it's just a thing that they did for like kind of to read like maybe you're not all supposed to read it in one go. It's because it's for YA. It's kind of like episodic
Mm-hmm.
within itself, but they never released it as individual issues. Because
Kind
we've
of,
read other
kind
we've
of
also
like
read other graphic novels
yeah.
that
What
are kind
was
of
the
split
one
like
that
that.
Netflix turned into a show about um high school two high school boys that started dating.
Oh, I'm a Heartstopper.
Heartstopper, yes.
Okay.
It kind of like that came out in
Yeah.
graphic novel, but it read very like episodically.
Yes. I and even then, I think Heartstopper was originally a webtoon.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So it
So
makes sense now that you're
yeah.
saying that.
Mhm. And so, um, we Jarrett Melendez, and I have the history right here too about it. So he's done stuff for Epicurious.
Hmm.
Uh and I'm just gonna read off of his like about page. He said Jared Melendez is a GLAAD Media Award and Eisner Award nominated comic and graphic novel writer, cookbook author, and food journalist. He's best known for the award-winning graphic novel Chef's Kiss, a queer romance set in a restaurant, which he co-created with Danica Brine. The sequel, Chef's Kiss Again, will be released in 2026. Jarrett has also contributed to award-winning nominated anthologies including Young Men in Love, All We Ever Wanted, and Young Men in Love 2 New Romances. Jarrett is currently working on the Tales of the Fungo, The Legend of Sep, to be published by Andrews McNeil, Fujoshi Warriors, an action comedy comic miniseries and a love letter to both Fujoshi's and Magical Girl anime and manga, and yet to be announced but currently in progress, licensed webtoon. So he's a cookbook author and food journalist. Jarrett has written countless articles and developed hundreds of original recipes that have appeared on Bon Appetit, Epicurious, Saveur, and Food 52. He's written a total of 7 cookbooks to date, including My Pokemon Baking Book, RuneScape, the official cookbook, Percy Jackson and the Olympians, the official cookbook, the official Wednesday cookbook, and the official Borderlands cookbook, and 2
Wow.
completed but unannounced cookbooks slated for release in 2025. So Jarrett grew up in the mean, deer-infested streets of Bucksport, Maine, but currently resides in Somerville, Massachusetts, with his collection of Monokuro Boo plush pigs. So Jarrett is I believe he's Mexican American. He definitely on his Instagram he said he was Latino.
Sometimes I'm like, are you trying to hide this from me? Because I see a name and then I Google it and then I see, different articles that come up or whatever. I'm like, just tell me. Put it like it should be a law. Put it in your Instagram. What do you identify as?
I mean, he told us his what is it? He's queer, so we know that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was just all like, all right, you sound Latino, you look Latino, but are you Latino? Because sometimes they're Filipino.
Exactly. Yeah.
Or from Spain.
Spanish. Yeah.
I see that a lot. I'm like, God, there's a lot of comic book creators that are from Spain.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, when they yeah, so it's either Spain or it's the Philippines because the Philippines have the Spanish colonial history, and so a lot of them have like Alvarez or Lopez or some other very Spanish or Hispanic last name, or they could be some kind of other Romance language that is like just similar enough.
Yeah, I have my first college roommate was a not Latino. She was a Filipina, and her last name was Nubla. And then I had a Filipino employee once, and his last name was Montecillo. So all very Latino.
Right now I have a coworker, and I 100% thought she was Mexican, and so I spoke to her in Spanish, and she's just like, "I'm sorry, I don't know what you're saying." And I'm just like, "Girl, aren't you Hispanic?" And she's just like, "No, I'm Filipina." And she's like, "I thought you were Filipina because Marjorie talks to you." And I was just all like, "No, I'm not."
That's funny.
Oh, wow.
Right.
So, Chef's Kiss. Life post-college is hard, full of big choices and bigger disappointments. So when aspiring writer Ben Cook can't get a job, his life takes a major left turn into the culinary arts. It may not be what he planned, but maybe a hot sous chef and an affinity for flavors will give him the life he really wants. So we're basically introduced to Ben Cook, which I thought was really ironic. His last name is Cook. But he actually went to school and graduated with a literary degree. Jen, can you help us a little bit out with how we discovered this book?
I was looking at it and Hoopla because I was looking up for Latino because they have right now on Hoopla they have a Latino creator section.
That's right,
and that's how I
great time to be looking.
Yes, so I was fortunate enough to run into it, and I didn't even really read anything. I just looked at the name, looked up Jarrett, and I was just like, oh, okay, he fits all the the things that we aim to highlight, basically. So I was just like, let's do this one, and that's literally how I found it. So check out your local library.
When it first came out, it was very, very popular on the shelf. I ordered it as long as I could, and then I couldn't get it anymore. I don't know what happened, but it was unavailable for probably COVID. But it was unavailable for a very long time. But when it was on the shelf, it would fly off the shelf almost immediately when it would come in.
So basically, they've graduated. Him and his friends, who have been lifelong friends, have graduated from college. Only one of them, which is the girl who is actually well off financially, and we get a little insight on her. Her parents don't pay attention to her, but they kind of fund everything she does. And I think she's in theater. And then you have the best friend he grew up with, and then you have this other fellow who is the guy who smokes out a lot, and I really like the name of his bong. What was his bong's name? It was
Vlad the Inhaler.
Vlad the Inhaler. I laughing out loud.
LMAO.
So funny. But I was reluctant to read it because the last time I read on Hoopla on the desktop, it was a little bit annoying that I had to keep making it bigger because I um just because of the way that the monitor is, it didn't allow for it. So this time I downloaded it to my iPad, AirPad, iPad, whatever pad. Um,
Mm-hmm.
it was just fantastic. I sat there, I read it, and I was like, "Oh, how many pages is this going to be?" Let me tell you guys, this book was so freaking good.
Mm-hmm.
Even the letter was magic because the way the conversation flowed and the dynamic relationship with these friends was just it almost seemed like I was watching a sitcom. Like it was just so cleverly written. The art was fantastic, and then the lettering, my god, I was just like, dude, this is fucking top notch lettering. It was just so good. It flowed so well, and the relationship that we saw within the all those friendships was so well um it was just really greatly written. I think it's one of my favorite books that I've read so far. What did you guys think?
I
Wow, that's
really
high
loved
praise.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I really loved it. It's really funny because I was reading it and all I could like as uh I had told Kristen earlier, like I couldn't help but feel incredibly jealous for this fake fictional character because he's quite literally living like my life or like in another version of my life that I could have been. Because one, he has parents who can get him a literary job. One, super cool. Two, he like graduated. He's living with his friends in a very like nice place. And two, he managed to get like an actual job that he's passionate about or that he can be passionate about. And like I like cooking and I am working a food service job, but I don't like it right now. If I could find a cooking job like that, I would be like that would be nice. That would be really really cool because I can cook, but I just have not never done like professional cooking like that. But he could just walk in and just get a professional cooking job. Literally, I'm going to go into that book and choke him out. Oh my god! But I know all this to say is just I really really loved it. This is such it appealed to me a lot. I like I said it's a very idealized version of um not even super idealized because he does struggle. He struggles to find a job. He struggles to find his place in this new world as a young adult, a young adult fresh out of college too. Because there's a lot of works that focus on like being a teenager and going into college. There's the whole like maybe the first year of college. Not a lot of works I see that are post college. Um, and just really like one trying to get a job, going through all the video interviews, trying to get experience, but then telling you can't get a job because you need experience, and you're like, what the fuck? Not hearing back from anybody, and then applying for something radically different and being told, you still need experience for that, and you're like, well, what the fuck am I supposed to do? And there's also the whole like, and it really kind of got to me too when people were saying, well, when he was just like, I'm just gonna get a job, something that pays the bills, and then they're like, oh, then you can do it. So like, just so like, just don't give up. And he was just like, I'm not giving up. I just like, need something to like make money. And I'm just all like, word, word. But now I'm just all like, it's funny how I'm just like, this is so relatable. But I'm 31 goddamn years old, and I'm just all like, how long does this stay relatable for? I'm getting kind of tired. Oh my god. But it was I really liked the book. I love the artwork. I love the lettering. I love the story that was being told. And this like his friendship group and everything. It was all very it was really good. I really enjoyed it.
The book really made me miss my roommate days. When you come home, I for many years in college and not so much post college. Post college, I lived with just one person, but in college, I always had three or more roommates. And so you come home, and usually there's somebody home, you hang out, there's always someone to go to the mall with or go to dinner with or
Mhm.
whatever. And see this and reading that part, I miss that of having like those friends that were always around because you lived with them.
Mhm.
And I so enjoyed the little piggy. Little
Yeah,
piggy.
that's
So
right.
Ben
The
had
food critic.
Ben had to basically pass multiple tests before he was going to be um, permanently added on to the employee at this restaurant. And in order to pass his cooking test, there was a food critic that had to approve of his dish. And so you're wondering in the beginning, who's this food critic? Like it's some recluse that's in the backyard or in a back room or whatever. And it turns out that it's this piggy. Is it Morgan? What was the piggy's name?
Watson.
Watson. Yeah.
Watson.
Watson. Yeah.
um, Morgan is the girl on Big Brother right now. Watson. And he was so cute. Like his features and the lettering around just his oinks and just the cute little mannerisms, and you could totally get his character from just the way he was drawn and his facial expressions. He was so cute. I want a little plushy Watson for my collection. He was very cute. But definitely relatable story for anybody who has been in their 20s. And we just read a story like this last week in Blue Beetle, where Jaime was graduating high school and not knowing what to do for college. This is a little bit further down the years, graduating college, not knowing what to do for the rest of your life. And I think most people, whether you go to college or not, go through this in their life. And honestly, some people go through it multiple times in their life. I know that there was a time that my best friend and I used to say, and this was like in our 30s, we'd be like, we don't know what we want to be when we grow up. Like we were literally working um, in the career choice that we made, that we went to college for. We both went to college for psychology. We were both working in nonprofit organizations that dealt with counseling and that kind of thing. But it was like, okay, we did that and we met our goals, but what now? Like it didn't stay interesting to either of us. And we were like, okay, I remember even in my 30s being like, I don't know what I want to be when I grow up. Like I knew that I wanted like something more interesting. And so, and I think that it is something that takes a lot of courage to make those decisions at any point in your life when you have so many people telling you that your choices are so important and are going to affect and either make or break the rest of your life. And for you to make the choices that you want to make and not what your parents want you to make, or what you think you need to make to fit into societal norms or whatever. It takes a lot of courage. And so I really enjoyed that part of the book. I enjoyed the friendship part of the book, and then of course there was a romance in there that
Yes.
was super cute. So, and you don't even know, as I'm reading the book, he's talking about the recipes that he's going to make for his trials. I think he had like 3 trials. And he's talking about them. I'm like, I wish that I had this recipe. Like they should list it out here in the book so I know it is. And in the back matter are the recipes that he made in the book. I want to try what was the butternut squash soup. Oh my god.
Yes.
And it's fall. It's completely butternut squash soup time. And it just sounded so good. I
It really
was like,
did.
oh my God, here's the recipe. And they do it in a cute way in the back where it's actually in panels and there's a little story happening in the background as they're telling you the recipe. So I thought that was a super cute addition to the book. I really, really, really enjoyed it.
Oh, absolutely. I really enjoyed that portion of the story too. I mean, I love the whole friendship of all of them and the romance that was in the background, but I definitely enjoyed the part where he was describing his cooking and the paneling and the cooking portion of it. I thought that was so well done, and I knew uh, in my heart of hearts, because I hadn't read about the writer. I hadn't read anything about him at all, but I knew as I was reading this, either they did a lot of research on what it's like to be a chef or to cook, but you felt the love in the recipe that was being cooked within the story. And that's sort
Hmm.
of a layer, like you have the story and the characters, and then you have this other character that is the dishes as they're coming out, and the creation of these dishes. And it almost feels like the cooking was a whole other character within the story, which
Mhm.
Yeah.
is weird, but it was delicious.
When I read the back matter and realized that he is a
Yes.
food writer,
Mhm.
comic book writer. Of course, he's a comic book writer. He wrote this
A
comic,
food
but a
journalist, food
food
writer.
writer, a
Mhm.
cookbook writer, a cook magazine contributor. I was like, oh, that makes perfect sense, because I got the same vibe from that part of those parts of the books when he was describing the cooking and the process, and just like the ideas of that Ben would have of like, okay, your dish is already like this, but what about this, and this is why, and I'm adding. There was something where he added
Tempura
truffle.
batter. Oh,
No,
truffle,
he
yes.
Mhm.
he ordered truffle. Ordered. He added truffle, and he said to bring that earthiness out. And
Mhm.
so you definitely get the experience that Jarrett has with food in this book.
Yes,
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah,
definitely.
now you're just making me hungry. But but that was a really just a beautiful work of art, actually, the book. I It did have a lot of dialogue, but it was so well done and well placed, and the just the flow of the conversation was really well done. Just well done, all the paneling and everything, and the art was spectacular. I truly enjoyed the art. um Everything about it, like even when you could feel like how nervous he was getting. You could from just looking at the art, you can feel it. You can feel his desperation and trying to find a job. I mean, like just the gloom and doom of it all. I mean, I think the whole thing was amazingly done. I was very happy that you recommended it, Jen, and I said so in a conversation. I was like, I'm reading the book and I'm loving it, like just I get so excited when I read something so amazing, and then I just have to share it with the ladies, and I just start texting them like, oh, this part and that part, and I love this here. And it was just really just a gift to read, honestly, to me. I just really
Mhm.
loved it. It's really up there with one of my top favorites that I've read so far. So
Wow.
yeah, enjoying, right up there with Farragut. Fair, yes, I
Richard
forgot Richard
Mhm.
Richard
Farragut.
Fairgray.
Mhm.
Fairgray, yes. So yeah, no, I really love this. I actually would love to read more on of this creator, actually. So from now on, I'm just gonna search more of his
Well, you
books.
will be, because the second part to this one comes out next year. And I
Mhm.
don't think that he's really written anything else. He's more of a
A food
cookbook
person. Yeah.
food writer. Yeah.
Hmm.
So
Mhm.
I excuse me while I stumble over all of
Gather.
my words. Uh, I would really be interested to hear the story behind where this story came from and what prompted him to write a graphic novel.
Yeah.
I'd really like to hear that story given what his background is. Again, like Ben, completely different and opposite than what he actually does, but he ventured out and did something outside of the box and was
Mhm.
immensely successful with it.
Well, I don't think it's that big of a leap because looking at the cookbooks, they're all like video games slash
Nerdy.
like nerdy. Yeah, they're
Yeah.
like nerdy. Like I own like two of them. I didn't even know that
Oh,
until
really?
yeah, because I do have I have a Harry Potter one. I have a Legend of Zelda one. That one
Hmm.
was kickstarted. Someone else did that, and I have like a Pokemon cookbook as well that I bought when I was a kid. Um, uh, but I don't know if it's that one. It's probably a different one. But either way, um, uh, I don't think because like video games, nerdy stuff. Like, why not make a graphic novel? Like, I
Yeah.
feel like that's a dream for a lot of nerdy people, is to like make a comic book.
Yes.
He just happened to make a GLAAD nominated /
Right.
awardy one. Yeah, so
Einstein.
Eisner, a
Eisner.
GLAAD winner, Eisner nominated. Yes, so congrats to him. I think we're ready to rate the book.
Yeah, the whole team did an amazing job on this, and
Mhm.
just usually we don't really focus on the lettering, but I think the placement of all the dialogue and the way it flowed was just incredible. Loved it.
Really
And
good.
as
Yeah.
Kristen pointed out, even the dialogue around Watson the pig was also really cool. Like, so the they did just an amazing job. I couldn't I I can't imagine such a good team working together and creating this just piece of art, honestly. But you're right, Jen. We're ready to rate it. What is our rating scale, Kristen?
So we rate our books on a scale of 1 to 3 conchas. 3 conchas being the most conchas that Jen's mom ever let her eat in one sitting. So that was the best. And if we have a book that we don't feel fits onto our scale, we'll come out with our own individualized ratings.
Yes.
So I guess I'll go ahead and get started. I really enjoyed it too. I'd always been wanting to read it, but like I said, it flew off the shelves every time we had it, so I was never able to read it. And then we stopped being able to get it from distribution. There was an issue. So I'm really happy that Hoopla had it. I recommend everybody go out there and read it because it is available to you for free through Hoopla, through Santa Monica Public Library. But I am going to give it the whole panaderia, a whole batch of that butternut squash soup, those little blossoms filled with ricotta, and then deep
Girl, why
fried.
do they
Oh
sound
my
so good?
God. Yes. And they
I
even
wanna
look
make
good.
some.
And it was
Yeah.
comic. It was art. It looked
Yeah.
good. So
Yeah.
oh, and the pear tarts. Oh,
God,
those
yes.
looked so good. So yes, so the whole panaderia, everything on the menu at the restaurant. I can't remember what the name of the restaurant was, but
It was cochon something, and cochon is pig in French.
mhm.
Oh,
I know.
that's funny.
Yeah.
That didn't click for me. I'll go next. This is Jen. I'm also gonna give it the entire panaderia a cup of champurrado, like the first pan out of the oven.
A
Like freaking
little the
a
little piggy,
puerquito.
a
Yeah,
Oh,
a
puerquito.
little
puerquito,
puerquito.
a fresh
Nice.
puerquito, fresh out of the oven at 5 a.m. The best time. Look, if you can go to your local bakery right when they open, like at usually 5 in the morning, that is the best bread you're gonna ever get.
Oh
So
my God, yes.
go to your local
Mm,
bakery, hit them up.
Mm.
Yeah.
Oh my God, for sure.
um,
Yeah.
um, I really love the book. Everything about it. Everybody did a great job. The story, the art, the lettering, the coloring. 10 out of 10.
Absolutely. I absolutely agree with both of you. It is just a work of art. I feel really um just really happy to have read it, like, honestly. Even the relationship with the parents and how they reacted to a certain situation within the book, I thought, like, was really powerfully written. And
Mhm.
also, I definitely like the whole panaderia. And yes, Jen, the very first bread that comes out of the oven, that's the best. It's warm and just squishy and just delicious and almost melts in your mouth.
Mhm.
And also, this one, definitely, if you get a bolillo right when it comes out of the oven, you stick your finger on the side and you pull the inside. It's so good, girl. So good. Oh
Why
my
is that
God.
a universal experience?
Like, un bolillo warm, and then just stick your finger on the side and just pull that
Finger
stuff
it.
out and eat it.
Finger it real
Finger.
good.
Yeah. Oh my God. Just thinking about that. I wish I was a morning person to go to La Favorita and get me some bolillos and some conchas and some just the good stuff.
And dip it into a café de
Ooh.
olla.
Yes. And
Stop.
champurrado. Oh my
You're
God.
making
Oh
me
my
so
God.
sad the fact that I literally wake up like 30 minutes before all the bakeries open.
Oh,
Oh.
sucks. Sucks. And that has been our book review. All right, guys, now it's time for En La Libreria. Jen, what do you have for us today?
So today I have for you Noir is the New Black, Season 2, Episode 2. Even more exciting noir stories from Black creators. So this is being done by Fair Square Graphics, who we have shouted out
Mm-hmm.
before because they are trying to recover from the
Yep.
Diamond, I guess, the
Debacle.
Diamond
Fiasco.
fiasco, debacle, scam, whatever it is.
Yes.
Um, uh,
All accurate.
and so I'm just gonna read the synopsis page, the campaign page that they have right here. But after its triumphant return with season 2, episode 1, the Noir Stories by Black Creators anthology is back once again. Back in 2020, the original Noir is a New Black graphic novel broke the internet with a massive 48,000 raised on Kickstarter and close to 1,200 backers. In June 2025, we successfully kicked off the second season of our best-selling anthology. You enjoyed it? Good. Now, the thrilling collection continues here with Season 2, Episode 2. The stories. You know the drill. This session of Noirs The New Black is all about continuing stories. So, just like the last issue, get a new installment of The Winterfields by Joe Illich and Chris Cross. Keen Winterfield and his son are on the run. They're on a mission: protect a young girl from being a target. What's in a Name by Tyrone Finch and Todd Harris. The story of a man living undercover and whose life is going to be altered by a bank robbery he's not even asked to be a part of. A new tale reuniting the creators of Vera's List and the original Noir is the New Black, who are also our Hollywood powerhouses. Little Rock Files by Greg Burnham and Quinn McGowan. Nothing is really as it seems in Little Rock Files. After an explosive chapter in Season 2, Episode 1, Greg and Quinn get Detective Owsley closer to the truth about Kevin's murder. But who will survive this? Then they have different covers. It says, once again, we came with 4 exceptional covers by Fiddler Sneaky, Chris Cross, Quinn McGowan, and superstar guest artist Jamal Igle, whose cover is also available as a holofoil variant. And then they have them all posted here on the campaign page so that you can look at it. There was a 24-hour limited exclusive cover, which is an Ice Cube homage Virgin variant by Quinn McGowan.
Oh
Uh,
wow.
What?
yes. So then they give us a closer look at who the creative teams are, and then they introduce all of them. Besides the talents that's mentioned, lettering, which will be created by industry praised letterer DC Hopkins. Editing will be again by TC Harris and Fabrices Sapolsky's Mission. Um, um, and then this goes without saying, this is an all black team. Uh, then they post previews of the stories. So this is an anthology that continues the stories from a different anthology. This is basically the episode 2 for that one. Um, um, but you can still get the first issue of this anthology issue still. They will have add-ons. It says, as always, we cooked up a selection of cool stuff. Some you have seen before, some new. Let's break it down. Noir's The New Black Season 1, the original anthology in digital format. Mutiny Black Girl Magic issues 1 number 1 and 2. Noir's The New Black limited mini bust statue created with Glen Forge Studios. And Little Rock Files number 1, How the Story Begins. That's a really cool bust, actually. Very, very cool. And then they have how all of them look right here. Shakespeare's vampires. Oh, that looks like
Ooh.
a. That looks really cool. They of course do have stretch goals. Uh, Currently, I believe they have only unlocked. Uh, Well, no, they haven't unlocked any of them yet. But if they get to 10K, every backer gets an additional digital graphic novel from our library. If they hit 15K, we're adding a Noir is the New Black transfer sheet to make your own T-shirt or tote bag. And at 20K, after coffee, we'll offer our own Noir is the New Black original tee. Then they have, of course, the risks and challenges. But they are, let's see right here. My little thing is in the way. They are looking for a goal of $4,999. They are currently at $3,572 with 99 backers and 14 days to go as of recording this. You can, of course, always make a pledge without expecting a reward, but the base pledge does start at $12, where you get the Noir is the New Black digital issue. Then the next tier up is $20, where you get issues 1 and 2 of the digital version. So uh, there are like 4 or 5 stories in each anthology, and then you get 10 stories totals for issues 1 and 2 of a continuing storyline. I think that's pretty good for $20. Then there is variant covers. Those are all priced at $20. The next tier up from this one is the, I believe, the print version. So let's see. So the print version of cover A is $20. So it's basically the same price if you want a hardcover version. If you would like a hardcover and a digital version, that's going to be $30. And if you want the full Noir is the New Black digital series, um, in let's see, Get Noir is the New Black Season 1, 164 original anthology, Season 2, Episode 1, and Season 2, Episode 2, all in digital form, that's $35. Then it keeps on going up from there for different tiers and different rewards, along with other variant covers. Definitely check it out. They have successfully kickstarted this before, and I think supporting Fair Square at a very trying time for them is a wonderful thing to do. They do put out good work. They put out very successful work, and they are dedicated to highlighting marginalized voices and stories. So I think it is well worth the look into. And a lot of the artwork looks really, really great. And like, who doesn't love a good noir style storyline? So definitely check it out. It is Noir is the New Black Season 2, Episode 2 on Kickstarter.
Awesome. All right, guys, now it's time for Juntos y Fuertes. What do you have for us today, Kristen?
So I'm staying on theme with Jen, because what I have today for Juntos is a trade paperback that is called the All Negro Comics. And I actually backed this Kickstarter back in 2022. I got the book in 2023, or maybe it was early 2023, and then I got the book later. But regardless, I backed it, and I got, I think, 5 hardcovers. And because I backed it personally, I took those books when the shop closed, and I still have them, and I'm gonna put them into the new shop. But this is for the trade paperback. So just as a refresher, this is the first comic ever created by African Americans for African Americans. 3/4 of a century ago, Orrin C. Evans led a team of cartoonists to create the first comic book anthology of original Black characters created by Black talent, with the express purpose of entertaining while rejecting harmful stereotypes and pushing boundaries in the industry. This was only 8 years after Action Comics #1, 6 years after Captain America #1, and a whole 19 years before Black Panther hit the pages of Fantastic Four. All Negro Comics #1 should be among those revered moments in comic book history. But the original print run was quickly removed from newsstands and faded into obscurity, remaining largely unknown for 75 years. Until now. All Negro Comics 75th Anniversary Edition, an Eisner Award-winning collection, preserves...
I was just going to say that. Sorry.
preserves that history for generations to come, containing All Negro Comics #1 in full and digitally remastered for clarity. Several essays for historical context and contemporary reflection, as well as new stories by Black writers and artists of today featuring the original characters. This award-winning volume includes the complete single issue from 1947, digitally remastered, consistent colors, crisp text, and no damage, contemporary comics and prose stories featuring the All Negro Comics characters by notable Black creators of today, brand new essays that provide historical and cultural context to deepen your reading experience, and a discussion guide and resource list. And the coolest thing about this, Trade paperback, it's only $12.99. The
Wow.
release date is going to be October 22nd, so you still have time to order it from your local comic shop. The FOC, I'm sure, has already passed, but it's from Image. Image generally keeps their books in stock. So this is amazing to have it accessible in trade paperback. The ones I have in the shop are hardcovers, and I think they're like $50 each. So it's a huge drop in price. And to me, I love that because it makes the accessibility of the book that much easier. So All Negro Comics Trade Paperback Book 1 out October 22nd this year.
Oh, that's so awesome. I remember meeting the creator in, I think it was LA Comic Con, I think.
He's there today. Robinson. But he's not the creator, but he's the person who put this all together.
Put this together, yes.
The curator.
The curator, of course. And he was actually tabling next to Henry at that point. And I did an interview at somewhere in our social media, if you guys care to check it out. But yeah, definitely check out that book. Like Kristen said, she has the hardcovers, which is super cool because it has the gold lettering in the front of the cover. It looks really amazing. But yeah, check that out. Definitely $12. That's a bargain. All right, guys, now it's time for Saludos. And Saludos goes out today to all the creators, artists, vendors doing their thing at LA Comic Con 2025. So if you are in the neighborhood, this is going to probably be released after the con because the con is this weekend. But yeah, definitely check out them on Instagram. We're probably going to be tagging a lot of creators, and so check them out. They really need your support. They're doing their thing. It's really hard to be out there trying to sell your art and your heart and your soul out there, and tabling and carrying all the contents to the table and then breaking down the table at the end of the convention. So definitely give them some grace. Support all local artists. All right, guys, that brings us to the end of this episode. Where can they find us?
You can find us, as always, at our website at comadrescomics.com, where you can find links to all of our socials as well as past episodes. You can watch us on YouTube at Comadres Comics Podcast. And if you have anything pressing that you just have to let us know, you can email us at comadrescomics@gmail.com.
Absolutely, guys. Thank you so much for listening, spending this time with us. And remember, if there's anything that you missed because you were very busy or driving or working while listening to us, definitely check out the notes. We'll have all the links to like their Instagram and stuff like that, or whatever we talked about in our segments. So check that out. Thank you so much for listening. We have been your host, I'm Sarah.
I'm Kristen.
And I'm Jen.
Bye.
Bye.